All right, we have a very, very special show today. We're going to be introducing everyone on our panel, and we're actually doing invited guests who have been Emotion Code clients of either Helena or myself. And these are three amazing women entrepreneurs. So they have a little bit of a story to tell you what they do and also how we work with them and what we were working on. So I am Dana J. Smithers. I am one of the Emotion Code Divas. Helena Jenikin is the other. I'm not sure where you are on the screen here, but Helena and I do a Emotion Code Diva show every Wednesday morning at 9:30 Pacific time. And our mission really is to inspire, educate. We always like to do something informative. And then we heal and release trapped emotions from one of our viewers. But we decided this week, since in Canada we just had this kind of Thanksgiving week, so we thought we would say thank you to all our viewers, people that have stepped up and allowed us to work with them, and also, so it's kind of a give and receive thing going on here today. So as well as a certified emotion code practitioner, Dr. Bradley Nelson, this is his book, which you can buy if you want to learn more about the emotion code. There's case studies in it. There's lots of good information. It basically goes through what we do as emotion code practitioners. So you can find out every video we do, the key aspects, how an emotion code session is done, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to jump into some testimonials and some conversation with these wonderful women. So along with being a certified emotion code practitioner, I'm also a certified law of attraction business and life coach. I'm a certified sacred gifts guide, and I'm just in the process of learning Reiki. So I've done a couple of different levels. I've done some animal Reiki, working on animals, which I love. And all of us, any of us that are doing healing, there's so many different healing modalities. And it's just a matter of finding the right one that's a good fit for you. So for our guests today, some of them actually do offer different types of healing and different types of, that Grace is a coach, so she's working with women and men to, help them move forward in life. So that's a little bit about me. Over to you, Helena.
Hello, everyone. I am Helena Jenikin. I am a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified clinical hypnotherapist. My office is here on Vancouver Island, and I also see people virtually through the internet and video. But my specialty is helping men and women stop smoking. I am the stop smoking lady, and I use hypnosis and the emotion code to achieve great results. I also help people lose weight and overcome anxiety, fears, and phobias, and especially around the hypnosis or hypnodontics field, which is the hypnosis for dental fears. So that's a little bit about me, and I'm so excited to hear more about our guest today, Dana.
Absolutely. So I'm going to invite each guest to tell us a little bit about themselves so they can unmute themselves when I call their name. And I'm just going to start with Karen Woodfield. So Karen, I know that you've been working with Helena and you know her through some other ways as well. So tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Woodfield. I am a certified emotion code practitioner. I am a clinical hypnotherapist. I teach hypnobirthing, the Marie Mongan method, and I'm also a level 2 heart resonance. I came to emotion code work with Helena. I have a rule. If I hear of something 3 times in a week, I tell them that I'm listening and I've heard them. And I was on 3 strikes for the emotion code, and I called Helena for a chat and just said, apparently I'm supposed to be doing something with this, so tell me what you've got. And she did, and I started with a couple of sessions with Helena. I then loved the work so much, I went on to train to be an emotion code practitioner with Helena as my mentor.
Excellent.
So that's the work I'm doing at the moment. I use emotion code with the clinical hypnotherapy. It's a really good match to do work for both together. it helps in all sorts of different ways for that. I think we really get into the good stuff with the hypnosis when we've cleaned off a layer with the emotion code. And that with the other energy work I do, I have had some wonderful results for my clients with regards to anxiety, stress, depression, creative issues, weight management, all sorts of things that people come in with.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, and that, I think that's the beauty of us as being women entrepreneurs, that we all offer something different. And each one of us here is here for a reason. We're here to create a better world for everybody, help people where we can, and whether that's in a, whatever capacity that looks like for us. So, Grace, I'd like you to unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Grace C.W. Liu. I am a transition navigator. So I am helping middle-aged adults who are struggling with making life transitions, whether in their career, relationship, health, or in other life transitions, whether they decided to make the changes or the changes had to be made upon, which is out of their control due to their situations. So they're struggling with the decisions, they're struggling with if they're on the right path. So I'm helping them to overcome their obstacles, overcome their fears, worry, doubts, so they can transition with ease, happiness, and peace.
Right.
And with grace.
And with grace, that's right. Yeah. So, as you can hear, all of us are helping to make changes in the world and help people keep moving forward and growing and moving on in life, which is a wonderful thing. So thank you so much, Grace. And Suzanne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi there. I live in Vancouver, New Westminster, actually. But like Helena, I work with people all over the world by phone or video, or even through something called surrogation, which I know you guys also use, where they don't even have to be present for the session. What I do is I help people get freedom from their limiting beliefs so they can move into lives that they love by installing new empowering beliefs. And the way I do that is through something called Psyche, which is a fantastic method of healing the subconscious and really just being able to move into anything that you'd like. And there really is, I think, like emotion code, is boundless on what you can actually work on. I love the optimal health and well-being balance, for example, which is just installing the beliefs that people with absolute optimal health and well-being would hold.
Yeah, I love that. And if you notice that there's a theme here, right? We're all about a holistic approach to, having us grow and move forward. And from everything that I've heard, there's the basis that I believe here is understanding how the law of attraction works, because we're all talking about beliefs. And beliefs in the law of attraction, the saying is, if you believe it, it's going to happen. If you don't believe it'll ever happen, congratulations, it will never happen for you. So we're all working on positive energy and positive thoughts and being able to move forward in life and to help other people do that. And it doesn't matter what the method is. It doesn't matter if somebody is labeled a healer or not. We are, all the gifts that we have, our sacred gifts, are all here to help heal the planet. So congratulations, ladies. Thank you so much for being on the program today. And I just want to give a shout out, Helena. We usually like to say hi to a few viewers, and I see Natasha Paula Samuel. We like to get weather reports from around the world as well. She's in Rumford, Essex, says sunny today, so that's just great. Do you see anybody else on there, Helena? I know we get
I do see Sylvia Bellini is watching us also
right.
from England. So hello, Sylvia.
Yeah.
How are you?
Great. Yeah. So, all right. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. And Helena, why don't you just start with Karen and maybe a little bit about what was going on? And I don't know, I don't think you did an emotion code session on the show. I think all of these we have done in as either proxies or in person with them. So go ahead, Helena.
Yeah. So I remember working with Karen after, and she contacted me after watching the show. So thank you, Karen. And I remember how we worked on a certain belief, and it was something around parking spots in front of schools. Was that right?
I don't even drive to the school. But I have this, it's not even the parking spots, it's people just not following the rules. It's people just being entitled and just doing whatever they like whenever they want and not having that consideration for others of why the rules are there. It's big, you know, and every day I was getting madder and madder, and I was like, I don't even park here. Why is it so upsetting for me? But then a lot of the mums that I know from the school, they do park there, and of course I'm caught up in their output every morning of frustration, and yeah, it stemmed back to just injustice. Injustice from childhood, certain situation that I had no control over, that should not have been happening and not within the rules of society, basically. And the injustice, the betrayal, the hurt, the lack of control was huge, I think, Elena, wasn't it? That it's just not being able to manage something or not having any input or control over something, and then having to deal with this outcome. And where it was triggering was the parking, which obviously was completely irrelevant because I didn't park there. And we recognized the complete irrationality of that, but knowing that clearly it sat somewhere deeper and from much further back than that particular day. It was amazing. Like instantly the next day I walked to school and I didn't notice that people were parking in the drop off and pick up zone. It was just such a relief to not have to be involved in something that really wasn't mine anyway. I think that was what was so refreshing, was to just step back from it and not be hurt and upset by this injustice that really wasn't anything to do with me in the first place. But having let go of the stuff that was mine.
And that's what's so beautiful about the emotion code. Sometimes when Helena and I were working with people, you know, certain emotions will come up that maybe don't seem to have anything to do with what the person has actually come to us for. And that's why we do like to do, you know, 2 or 3 sessions with people, because we're really, you know, you've all heard about peeling away the onion. Well, Helene and I peel away the rose, so we get to the rosebud part, right? That, you know, what's really going on there, and that really is the heart of the matter. It's not, you know, this is what's going on in the conscious mind. It's all this chatter. It's our story. Great story, Karen. Congratulations, right? It's a story that we've told ourselves, right? But it's in that subconscious where, you know, these trapped emotions can come from a past life during conception. They can happen anytime throughout life. And until they are cleared away, trigger. And sometimes it's a big explosion and sometimes it's not. And sometimes it's just something like we're going, this doesn't make sense. Just like what you're saying, Karen, but you don't even drive. But, you know, why are you concerned about these parking spaces, right?
Yeah. And it's very frustrating to be triggered by something and know with your rational mind that it's completely irrational, because as we all know, that doesn't help at all.
Exactly, right? That conscious mind is not where, well, there's that saying, you can never solve the problem on the level of the problem, right?
Exactly.
So we're either connecting with a higher source or going into that subconscious, which is connected and moving through things. So, Helena, do you want to talk a little bit about the processing? Because Karen said that it was instantaneous for her, and the next day she just didn't even notice anything.
Yeah. Processing is a term that we use to let our clients know that they may be experiencing different emotions or feelings, and a lot of times I get a lot of clients that say they just feel so much lighter, clearer, calmer. But I've also had a client, not too many, but a client call me the next day. She goes, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm normally like a happy-go-lucky type person, but I'm really angry and I'm taking it out inside my car on the steering wheel. And so we just, talked a little bit about that. And she went home, had a nice Epsom salt bath, and the next day she woke up and she was calm, and the issue that we had worked on was completely resolved. So sometimes it just comes out a little bit more forcefully, the emotions, but it comes out, and they don't go back in.
Right, exactly. So Karen described one sort of situation. So I'm going to move on to Grace, who I had been working with. Grace, had the pleasure of helping her get her coaching business going because she'd moved. Well, Grace, you tell us your story. You've been doing something and all of a sudden you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes. So Dana has been a great help. Not only she is my business coach, but she also helped me to release a lot of my emotions through the emotion code. I was working as a speech therapist for 20 years and decided to take a leap of faith and become an entrepreneur and become a transition navigator life coach. So I had to shift my mindset from employee to an employer, and that's a whole different game. So Dana has been a great help, not only guiding me as far as what I need to do in my business, but also releasing the emotions that are attached to my business, to my mindset, in order to help me to make the changes. Because I'm helping other people to make the change, but it starts with me first so I can help others. And Dana also gifted me on my birthday the emotion code to release the lack of self-confidence. So I really thank you, Dana and Helena, for that special birthday gift of helping me to release my.
Oh, that was on the show. That's right. Yeah.
Yes, the Facebook Live show of releasing lack of self-confidence, because I am also in the process of creating and producing my own program, Worry Eliminator. So I was actually having some lack of confidence in myself if this is going to be a great program. Am I ready to really launch this product? I mean, I've been really busy creating and producing, but there was a lack of confidence in me that I'm actually ready to launch it. So having that emotion code really helped, because after that, I did fall asleep. I
Good.
drank lots of water, fell asleep and everything. And the next day I'm like going, right, I'm ready to do this, get the videos edited, get the things I need to do to send it over to my team to launch the videos. I mean, just, have it all set up and everything. So, yes, so I'm hoping to launch the product by mid to end of October.
Great. Awesome. All right. That's wonderful. So that's a real business. But as we found, Grace, what I do when I'm in coaching, if it's an hour session over 8 weeks or whatever, it's 45 minutes of the business. Like, here's what you need to do for the marketing. Here's some messaging we need to work on, or here's your next steps, or here's some ideas for videos. We can all know that up here.
Yes.
But as Grace just said, it's okay. What's going on, down below here, and why are you know what to do? What's holding you back? And when I learned myself the emotion code, I thought that was just like such a breakthrough for me, because I often, well, not often, but sometimes if you're coaching someone, you really want to see them move forward, right? That's the whole point. It's the same with us, whether it's hypnosis or Psych or Reiki or whatever. The ego is in there. Okay, come on, show us what you can do. How great are you feeling? You're out there doing stuff, and sometimes you're not. And it's our ego that goes, oh, then self-doubt comes in and all of that. And I just find the emotion code, even sometimes I'll contact Helena, I need a session, right? Or she'll contact me. It's like, okay, what do we need to do there? Because we all feel that way, right? We can all kind of know what to do in our head, but it's in that subconscious where those emotions are literally trapped. And Helena and I, whoops, let me show you my lemon. that we often, this is according to Dr. Brad. He says the trapped emotions can be the size of a lemon or as big as a cantaloupe. So sometimes that's physical pain, but often that's just emotional pain that's in there and not allowing us to move forward. So whether it's business or your personal life or whatever, it's wonderful for us to, hear when things are moving forward. And, if it's the processing, sometimes it's instant and sometimes it's not. So thanks so much, Grace. I'm looking forward to seeing that new program. And you out there doing it and having clients, and oh my goodness, my schedule's so full, what am I going to do? That sort of thing. That'll happen, right? And that's what we have to do, is we have to focus on what does that future look like, right? What's the best thing that can happen for us? Yeah. So thanks so much, Grace. And thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Okay. And Helena, do you want to, I know you've known Suzanne for quite a long time.
Yeah. So Suzanne and I actually met through your husband, Suzanne, right? And he's a hypnotherapist, but I was really interested in what you do with that Psyche, and I ended up taking a starter course in Psyche to learn more. But you are also a friend of mine. Isn't it interesting how it all kind of gets connected?
Like-minded people, right?
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd like to share my session with Helena, but first, if you don't mind, I just want to really thank Dana for all the work this summer when my dog was, it was time for her to transition, but it was difficult for me. Sometimes she was in pain, sometimes she was having panic attacks, and it was so comforting and beautiful for me to be able to call you. And I'm not sure exactly the work that you did with her, exactly what kind, but it gave me great comfort.
A little bit of both, emotion code and some Reiki, yeah.
And really know that this was the right decision.
Yes.
For her. It gave me a great sense of peace, and I really thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dog. I mean, she's still around. She's very cheeky.
Wonderful. Yes, I'm glad because she at the end in life she wasn't as cheeky as she was when she was.
She's just
wonderful.
In a different space now.
Yeah.
Happy.
Wonderful. And with Helena, I had a situation where this is a situation that I worked with Helena early on in your emotion code days, where my daughter, I had saved money for my daughter in an educational savings plan. And she had gone to school. It was 2 years after she had gone to school. And for some reason, I just couldn't file the paperwork to get the money back from this educational savings plan. And I would worry about it. I'd think, oh my God, 2 years have passed. Can I even get the money now? And I was stuck. And I had called them over the years so many times, but I would always forget what they had said for me to do to actually file the paperwork. So along we come have a session. And what was beautiful about it is it's not only the emotion code, it's also Helena really digging into the process that I would follow after I actually, what would I do next?
So the action steps.
Yeah, the steps of I called them. I was able to call them right after our session. The information that they had given me maybe 3 times before actually made sense that time. And so I was able to file the paperwork right away. And one thing I needed to do, and this was Helena again digging into it a little bit, is actually going to BCIT. Did I have any fears around that? So we worked on that. Able to go into the office, get paperwork, no problem, took no time at all, file it, and within about 2 weeks, I had a $9,000 check sitting in my hand that I could have had 2 years earlier. So wonderful.
Wow,
and it really made a huge difference. Yeah.
That's why I love the combination of emotion code with some other modality like hypnotherapy or Psyche or law of attraction. It just blends beautifully. But just the emotion code itself is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. It's there's so many different things that that we work on. So thank you so much for that, Suzanne. So there's a situation of something that yes, it was for you, but it was actually more for your daughter, right? That, and also for your dog. So you can, you can be a surrogate, you can be the proxy for somebody else as well, or we can become the proxy when we're doing that. So, that's just, wonderful what happened. And you must have felt so awesome.
It was so incredible. After truly, because about 2 years before she went to school, I started thinking about. So we're talking about 4 years of this, not constant stress, but this monkey on my back that I'd go, oh, I got the paperwork and phoning. I must have phoned them, I'd say 10 times over those years and got the instructions and then immediately could not figure it out. Could not print the papers. I don't know what was going on. And truly had the session, moved into action easily with no problem at all. And the payoff was incredible. So, to actually have that money that I had saved, but wasn't able to recover because of some type of block.
Absolutely. That's just great. And that it seems like in all of these sessions, things moved very quickly for people. I know that when Helena's working on me, that things do move. In fact, we did one of our shows. We're at episode 39 right now. I'm not yet. What was it? September 12th, episode 35, where you were working on me with moving forward with doing the Reiki. And okay, I've got to do all this, and I had already been doing it for about a month and a half, but we just get to that place. Why do we stop? I don't know. Right. Well, I mean, I do know, intellectually, right? There's some blocked emotions. And then I said, all right, Helena. And then it was actually when I was doing the animal Reiki, because I was looking for some animals to work on. And the very next day, I just did a Facebook post and I had like 16 people and I had like, 20 animals I was working on, everything. So there's just, when we recognize there's a block, this is where the emotion code, it's almost miraculous what it happens. I mean, scientifically, there's research on this, there's a little bit of quantum physics always in there, but I don't really understand quantum physics. I just throw those words out there because, I've read it. I do understand energy though, right? But again, it's something, it's not tangible. So those emotions that are in us that are blocking us, they're not tangible.
But the results afterwards are tangible.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter what, whether Grace is doing something with mindset beliefs or Suzanne is doing some psyche or Karen is working with the hypnotherapy. All of these things, or the hypnosis, all of this works, but it's finding the right modality that resonates with you, right? There's some ones that, Helena and I have talked about this. I don't want to become a hypnotherapist. She's not interested in doing the Reiki. So it's interesting though, we still do love and use that emotion code because it just adds such, it's kind of like the icing on the cake. And for some people, it is the cake, right? Because that's all we're doing with them. It doesn't matter what it is. So just before we wrap up today, Helena, I'm just going to see if anybody else has said anything or is watching us. I see. So, Sylvia Bellini is giving us an update. Last week, I can't remember who worked on her. I think you did, Helena, on abundance blocks. And she had a real lack mindset. So she says, feeling very calm after my session last week. So that's nice. We always like to get a little bit of feedback about what's going on and how you're feeling. And we love it when you share the show. So please do that. So just to wrap up today, I would like each of our viewers to tell us, let the viewers know how they can reach you. You can, some people are just listening to this with audio, so if you want to say your website as well, we'd appreciate that. So Karen, you go ahead.
Can I just add another little
Yes.
ditty, because I think this one is particularly helpful. Helena was at my house for dinner, and I was training to be an emotion code practitioner, and I couldn't get the muscle testing working on myself because I didn't believe that I could do it. So the belief that the releases actually worked. And I kept saying, it doesn't work, it's always really wrong. She did a whole release for me on the ability to believe in myself to do it. And literally the next day, I was by proxy city. I was like off and running. And it was just that ingrained belief that
The belief in the story, right?
yeah. And it was just like, I didn't think that I was doing it right, and I didn't believe I could do it. So when I really want to thank Helena for kickstarting my ability to do by proxy, which is so much better than doing it individually for people. But so thank you, Helena, for that. So Karen Woodfield, my website is www.pinkelephanthypnotherapy.ca for all the pink elephants in the room that people don't want to talk about.
I'm glad you said that because I was curious.
Yeah, so yeah, in England, the pink elephant it sits in the room and nobody mentions it. So the elephant in the room, the white elephant, there's various different versions of it. So pinkelephanthypnotherapy.ca, and I work out of Lonsdale Key.
Great.
So people can contact me there. Thank you.
Thank you. And Grace, how can people get a hold of you if they need to navigate their future?
So I'm Grace C.W. Liu, and you can reach me at Grace Solutions, SOULUTIONS.com. And the reason I came up with Grace Solutions is the grace in us, the grace of God, and grace with me will help you to guide you to navigate your future, navigating your future, transitioning with peace and grace.
Love that. Yeah, thank you, Grace. Yeah, I love the soul part of it, right?
Yes.
That's what we're all doing. It's all soul connections that we're working on. Thank you. And Suzanne, how can people reach you?
Mindmatterswellness.ca, and the reason is your mind matters. How often do we think that the only thing that's important are the physical changes, the pills we ingest, or different things like that? But there's this right here and everywhere that is so much more important to take care of.
Absolutely. Well, everything, right? It's a body mind. We're all body mind, and when we're out of balance, we know it. And yeah, I'm just going to read a comment here from Sylvia Bellini. She says, "Amazing how strong irrational triggers are. Instead of just rolling our eyes and tutting, we find ourselves having a screaming tantrum." She's not saying she's doing this. She's just saying it. Afterwards, we ask ourselves, where did that come from? As we skulk off hopping, no one has seen us. So I can see Sylvia doing that too. That's just great. And just a comment from Kelly Mae Glover. Always nice to hear from you, Kelly Mae. She says, my dog, I've been working on her dog, Cian. My daughter and I thank you for all the work you've done for us, Dana and Helena, and you are so welcome. So very welcome, Kelly Mae. We love doing this, and we love knowing that what we do does matter. All of us, all of these viewers today are people that have joined us, people that are watching. We're all wanting to make a difference in the world to create a better world. And we're doing it. We're doing it. We are in the process of doing it. And it shows up every day. You just may have to look for the miracles. And Helena, how can people reach you?
People can reach me through my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com/emotion-code. I have a Facebook page, Flourish Hypnosis, as well as YouTube channels, Helena Jenikin and Flourish Hypnosis.
Lovely. Thanks, Helena. And you can find me at danasmithers.com. My YouTube channel is Empowered Women in Business. I have lots of different playlists there. All our Emotion Code Divas shows are there, as well as 52 weeks of tips from my Law of Attraction Gratitude Journal. So thank you. And next week, we are working on the heart wall. So if you're not familiar with what a heart wall is, just really briefly, it is literally you have built a wall around your heart in your subconscious, and you could have started that conception, young age, carried it through life, been hurt over life and through relationships or loss or grieving or whatever. So we're looking for someone that hasn't been that we haven't chosen before to work on to step up. We'd love to do that for you on the show. But when Helena and I do heart walls, we do like to do at least 3 sessions with people, because it starts off with one thing, but it's always about relationships, and relationships go very, very, very deep, because they can be about life growing up, first boyfriends, husbands, partners, wives. It just goes on and on and on. So, and also, heart walls around loss of pets, loss of animals, loss of jobs. There's lots of reasons why we build our heart wall. So thanks so much. Please share and like us, and invite other people to like us. So that's it from now. So just a wave from the Divas, and everybody, thanks so much. And yeah, looking forward to having a great week and releasing a lot of those trapped emotions. So thank you.